Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. I'm Rosa.
And I'm still Sharyn.
Nobody's doubting that she's Sharyn, right? Okay. So thank you for joining us for another week. We so appreciate each of you. Every week you come back and you all are always great with just giving us your comments and feedback. We so appreciate each and every one of you all. If you are new to our channel, please like, subscribe, and share our videos. We appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
So for announcements before we do our shout outs, y'all know Sharyn has a birthday this week.
Yeah. That's hey to everybody in not lesbian land, but Gemini, the Gemini zone of lesbian land.
As they say, Gemini season is here.
Yeah.
So Sharyn will be celebrating her birthday on Saturday. So I'm just giving her a birthday shout out.
And so much more.
All she getting is a birthday shout out.
Yeah, right.
She thinks it's more. It's just a birthday shout out.
There's always more. There's always more. And that's why I stay. Exactly. So I can get more.
Exactly. But do you have any announcements outside of our party?
Outside of the parties, we got to make sure that we keep letting you know that we are not professionals. We don't have 3 PhDs and EDDs and whatever. We're just two black lesbians loving one another. A lot of experiences, different experiences perhaps from you, but we like to share with you. So we've been around, and we got that street education and that other stuff too. But but we just have to let you know that you know that we're not doctors, but we're friends and we're lesbians and we're part of lesbian land. So what else do you need to know?
Absolutely. And I just got to put out a disclaimer. Excuse me, I am in my run gear. I just came from a run. We are taping on a Monday evening because we didn't do it yesterday, and then we just went outside and our neighbors have company. So,
yeah. So it was just too loud. It was just too much coming in at me, and we don't want to mess up our video.
So we're trying to fit it all in, just so we can come bring you all some great content, some great conversations, and just hear what you all have to say. So anyway, I know, right?
I think we got it out. Yeah.
So, and we're looking forward to all of you all who are coming to our party, which is July 16th. We are excited about it.
Yeah.
We're excited about meeting you guys, and
Right.
I'm excited just
Yeah.
because I like a good party.
Yeah, we both are. And, if those who can make it. And if you can't, next time, but truly we appreciate the efforts that a lot of people are making to attend right here in San Diego, Gay Pride, San Diego. And it's on a Sunday after y'all done party Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday is our thing, so y'all should be a little worn out, hungry, and we got some more fun in store for you.
So today's shout outs are, number 1 is Booski Love. Thank you for being a subscriber to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. We love you. Next is V Murphy. Thank you as well for being a subscriber. I hope you are sharing our videos and liking what you hear. Last but not least is America W. Thank you. And thank you for your comments too. So appreciate you. And so I guess we can get into today's topic.
So enough of all that. You've heard it before. We just had to say it one more time. Today, our subject is
out at work.
Not out of work. No, we're saying out.
Out at work.
At work.
And I know we've touched on it a little bit in one of our other topips that we were talking about.
Yeah.
But
we didn't give it a full rinse.
Yeah.
And that's what we wanted to do today because, if you don't mind, I'll just jump right into it. It's like, so many of us, some of us are out in different degrees. Some of us are out, this side of the family, but the other side of the family don't know. Some of us are out only on the weekends after 6 p.m. and it stops at Monday at 5 a.m. So, but for those of you who are out at work, our discussion today is, how many of you are out at work, and why are you, if you are, and if you're not, why are you not? Right. Because it's such a personal thing, right, and it differs from person to person. And for, we have a myriad of reasons why we do or do not, so that's what we want to talk about. And, I think it gets pretty deep. It really does,
But I know when we touched on it last time and we were talking similar to being out and why that is, and some people saying it's not other people's business about your life, which I get as well. Some people's like, I love who I am, I want the world to know, so they playing, Diana Ross song all day long, I'm coming out. So I get it, because I was that person too. So very much. Once I came out, I just came out, and it wasn't even a question as to who I was going to tell and not tell. Once I put myself out there, everyone I've come in contact with, they knew if it was something that the conversation went that way, So if we're talking and they say something about my husband, or I'm not married to a man, I just let them know I'm married, but not to a man. Right. There is no Mr. Williams. I have a beautiful wife at home and all this, that, and the other. So when I was at work, I just told people, it was like general conversation. I mean, it's general conversation when you're talking to heterosexual people, and they... Oh, yeah, I'm married. Yeah, and they talk about their husbands, and, their husband did this for them, and they going to here, we going to Puerto Rico, my husband and I, and I'm like, hey, my wife and I. Yeah. So, I mean, you didn't stutter. You did not stutter. General, right, when you're having that general conversation. Now, is there times where I won't say anything? Sometimes, because everybody's not ready. So if it's a safety issue, then no, probably won't say anything. And this is not pertaining to work, but I can remember just this past last month when I was flying home from New York. I sat next to a guy who was in the military. He was talking about coming from his son's graduation, and he's in the military. And so he said something. I said, yeah, well, I'm married to military as well. I get it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he goes, oh, well, what did your husband do? And da-da-da-da. And he was one of them, folks that looked like he wasn't quite ready. Right. He wasn't, me to tell him that. So I didn't say he or she when I referred to Sharyn. I was just like, well, they did this, and this. So whatever he took from that is whatever he took from that. Yeah. But I get it, because not everybody, I'm on an airplane, so if he's all upset that he's sitting next to a lesbian and whatever, I just didn't want the flight to be uncomfortable. Right. So I can understand when we do say we're out and we don't. Mm-hmm. But for me, I'm going to wear a t-shirt. Not this one, but one that says that, because I just like... So I want to come in and thread the needle on the other end. And this is direct questions to our people out there in lesbian land and far beyond. If you're not out, why? Why not? Why are you not out at work? I'm just curious, because I know there's there's so many reasons, and everyone's got to run their own show and, stay within your own comfort line. But I tell you, and we can even default to saying, everyone doesn't need to know. But there are some really good reasons why some of us who are out and proud, we're not out at work. Right. And here are some of the reasons, right? One, because your boss could be homophobic. It could be, like you come in and tell them who you are and your authentic self and in your authentic voice, and they may alienate you. It can really, everyone will say they won't do it to you, but they do, and they can, and it still goes on. But as a woman, and you're a black woman, and you're a lesbian, you're already alienated. Like, before you can say you are a lesbian, part of the LGBT, you already... Right. So,
yeah. There's
that's
three.
how it
There's
is.
3 different doors that just slam.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
maybe it ain't locked, but it's still closed.
Exactly.
It's closed, but we're gonna open it just for the white girl or for the guy that wears the same kind of boots and go to Coyote gyms on Saturday. So anything but you, black woman. Oh, black, female, gay. Oh, come on now. No, they just hit the jackpot of
Right.
no. So right now, it's like I just want to, like I said, just want to ask you guys the questions. If you are not out at work, why not? It could be fear of reprisals. It's I know when I was out there in the workforce, happily retired now, but when I always rather that I had a crew or the section or division of mostly men. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because it ain't gonna be no drama. It ain't gonna be no drama. Me and a bunch of I don't care, white boys from Norman, Oklahoma, or the brothers from South Chicago. I'm going to deal with them professionally. They're going to deal with me professionally. It ain't going to be no no added spices in the pot. Now, what happens if I'm not out at work and I got a bunch of women working around me, for me, with me, and all this kind of stuff? I don't want it to be any extra electricity there that don't need to be there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like once they know you gay, like and I'm just as proud as anybody else. I'm definitely I got my rainbow on my bra. That's how gay I am, right? But I'm just saying I didn't want to put myself in a position where somebody would try to compromise my professionalism.
Right.
And it does happen. So one scenario when this has happened, before Rosa, definitely before Rosa, but any event, I went to a new division, I'm the manager, and I had 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 9 women, all women, because I'm in the administrative side now, and this one woman, I knew she knew I was gay. I knew she knew. I mean, because it's not like I would deny it, but it's not like you feel the need to get up and make a big announcement about it. Mm-hmm. Well, she was very attractive, and I would even say sexy. She definitely was appealing. She looked to me like a young Sophia Loren. For you older lesbians out there, Sophia Loren, come on, really. She had a sultriness about her. And the people who knew I was gay knew I wasn't trying to hide it, but like I said, I didn't make an announcement of it either. I didn't put it in the, in the newspaper. Well, fortunately for me, my office at that time had 3/4 of the wall was all glass. So you couldn't go by my office without seeing me in the office, right? Whenever I was around another female, I'm going to tell you, regardless, the door was cracked open. There was, make sure the curtains are all the way back so people can see right dead in my office. And even if you're passing, you can't hear what I'm saying, but you can see if there's another woman there, I'm all the way on the other side of the desk. You will never say that I was sitting close to you, licking my lips, winking at you or whatever. And so I had a fear, professionally speaking. I'm saying, what happened if one of these little knuckleheads tell somebody, well, she's gay. Well, yeah, she's always buying me something. When I buy something I'd buy something for the whole division. You know what I mean? So they say, well, she bring me donuts. No, I don't. I bring everybody donuts. So I made sure that my behavior was above reproach, because my fear was, even if a person, I'm not saying that people are evil in their heart, but if a person had it out for me, if she were to go to my boss or to HR and say, Miss Williams makes me feel uncomfortable because she always wanted to take me out to lunch or ask me, could she take me to dinner? I got to prove that I didn't say it. And that's just not a comfortable place to be.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So some of us are not out at work for those possibilities.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Others may even say, like, well, I'm not out of work because it just ain't nobody's business. But darling, when you're gay, they already think that you might be.
Well, the thing too, when you're talking to heterosexual, for the most part, not all of them,
but
for the most part, all they think about is the sex side of it anyway. Like you just looking at every woman now, and they trying to remember the last time they walked in front of you and you might have glanced at them. You know, like that type thing. It's like, it's not even about that. Just
and it wouldn't be
I'm
you.
Gay, right.
And it wouldn't be at work.
Just because I'm gay don't mean I'm looking at every woman. And some women I'm looking at, it don't have anything to do with you looking cute. You know, you might have toilet paper hanging out your shoes. I might be looking at that. I don't know, but I'm saying that to say, you do have to be careful at work, and so a lot of people may opt not to come out, and not that they don't want people to know, just for the reasons of being put in those type of situations where you now have to prove yourself, because it only takes one person.
Yeah. And now there was another scenario that I happened to be around but not in. There was a young lady, she was so gay. I mean, it was just dripping. I mean, she almost, she had everything all but tattooed on her neck. So, and believe me, she was rather butch. So she was dyke of the decade, right? She's more butch than your father ever was. Well, this young man who had just found Jesus, he would come by her desk and leave little pamphlets on her desk about God still loves you, even the gay ones, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so
that's not good.
But it happens. So my thing is, even if she wouldn't have said she was gay, we were like, you know how sometimes we just we looked the part, whatever that means, but like,
if she was trying to look gay,
yeah, whatever that
meant,
yeah, she was butch times 3. Right. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that, because you get to be who you are. But I'm saying, when you're in the workspace, I understand why we want to let people know who we are, who we really are. You know what I mean? But on the same token, it is a cost to that, and. Even years ago, when I first went in the military, it was 1972. Actually went up in 73. I signed up in 72, showed up in 73, and it was crazy, the things that was going on, with Naval Investigative Services. People would like, the whole purpose of that office was just to find, identify, and drum out the homosexuals that were in the military. Now that's a whole lot of money to spend. That's a whole lot of homophobia going on. Go out and find them. Right. You know what I mean?
And if you got a quota, then they making it up.
So yeah. I mean, they set you up. Like, did you go off base? Did you? You know what I mean? Was it just women at the party? Did you see Sharyn there? And it was just ridiculous. So without going through all the horrors of all that, I just we wanted to talk about, why are some of us not out? At work, and why some of us surely have no problem being out. Right. When some of us are just so very comfortable with who we are, and that's such a wonderful place to be mentally. But then, just remember, we're still in the real world, and everybody ain't feeling us. Right. Absolutely.
But what happened to the woman at work that the dude was putting the pamphlets on?
Oh no! She was just she was very irritated by it, and like she put up with it for a little while. Oh, it is. Yeah. She she put up with this crap for a while, and then went to her supervisor, who worked for me, and was just like, hey, I'm getting a little bit bugged about. It's Monday morning, and I come up here, and it's like, Jesus loves the queers too. You don't want to see, come on, that kind of stuff. So they pulled him in, they talked to him, and they're saying, look, you got a right to, be the Christian that you are at work, and she's got a right to be who she is, and you don't get to bother her. Right. Well, I was just telling her about God, and everybody, she'll find out. Right. And we know where to find you.
And if she have questions, she'll come to you.
Yeah. But you're right, there was a form of harassment, and it's unwanted, unwarranted personal behavior from one to another. Yeah. And he might say, well, I was just being nice, leaving her the pamphlets, and she was just like, every time he left one, it really bothered me. Right. Because I don't come to work to get saved. Exactly. Okay. So yeah, it resolved itself, and he calmed down. But you did have to bring him in, because your rights end right where mine begin. You know what I mean? I got a right not to hear it. You would well, I should be able to say it. Well, I should be able to not to hear it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And what does that got to do with work? Can we please get the work done, people? Yeah.
Exactly. And harassment
thank you for
happens. Yeah. All the time in different forms. You know, I know people who are gay and have been harassing other women. You know, they identify as lesbians and they've been harassing other people. And I actually, just last week, I had a conversation with my sister who was telling me about one of her coworkers who is a lesbian, was wearing like a shirt or something that said "Love is love" or something. You know, something she was wearing, and some of the
staff,
older black staff. Apparently, this woman is Caucasian, but the black staff was like, you know, we don't necessarily know. We want, you know, uncomfortable with the rainbow shirts and whatever. But my sister said that, you know, they wear, you know, like their little African sayings, you know, like, you know, we are all 100% from Africa, whatever the t-shirt said. So my sister told the woman, just tell them you're uncomfortable with that. You're uncomfortable with what their shirts say if they say they're uncomfortable with yours. You know, just so people can understand, like, just because you get the right to wear something and you trying to tell other people that they can't wear what they believe in. Like, let them wear what they want to wear. Why are we in people's business? And so, you know, that's a form of why sometimes people like, I just don't want people at work to know. You know, you keep your business separate, but at the same time, you know, you're not closeted. You know, you still, you know, people still know who you are, and some people at work may know that you're gay, but it's just not a discussed topic, which I can understand. I mean, it's always discussed for me. Like, you come and we're gonna have a discussion. I'm good.
Well, back to your sister situation, which is a good example. Now I'm going to sound like management, but but you do have to be careful with that, because I would say, you know, your rights begin right where mine's in, and in reverse. So if you got the right to wear it, but I got the right to not see it, or whatever it is, and then that's when you bring them both in. You're like, here it is. This is what the policy is. You know, we don't want you to wear, you know, gang-related materials, you know, pushing alcohol, drugs. Do we need to know about your sexuality? And let's say you are gay and you're out, but you come in every day, every Friday, you know, when it's kind of casual Friday, you up there like, you know, with 2 rainbows on your shirt, you know. That could bother somebody. It could make them feel uncomfortable, just like if they showed up with something extremely religious and God said burn all the gays, you know. So who has a right to wear that? I mean, where does it stop? Right? Because you got a right to feel the way you want to, believe what you want, but you got to have some. There's got to be some boundaries. Right. You know what I mean? So look, your T-shirt, we don't want to see nothing racially, politically, sexually explicit. I mean, look at the people in Philadelphia. My niece said that was making T-shirts that said, you know, dump Trump. Well, okay, that's fine. But then you go in the white neighborhood and you got this dump Trump on it, and they got issues with you because, you know, he made, you know, there's a people who voted for him, and they looking at you that you're saying something anti to the person who they like militarily. You know what I mean? So like I say, I mean, that's another subject, but you got to know what the rules are before you break them. But more than anything, I just think it just comes down to us being respectful, you know, to each other, and that's on a personal level. But because you are professionals also, well, then they do get to have something to say about what you wear to work, because something that you wear could be offensive to somebody. And let's not even talk about religion.
Well, I don't wear a lot of clothes that I don't like a lot of sayings on my clothes. I actually have this on, and it's
somebody gave it to you.
No, it's from my run group, so you know I support them. But I normally don't have a lot of writing on my clothing, so people don't really know that I'm gay through that. But I do have a necklace that I do wear quite often. And so with that, they can, you know, gather whatever information they want if they don't know who I already am. So I think not necessarily dialing it down, because if I wanted to wear something that reveals who I am, I can at work. But I just don't. I dial it down because it's just, I'm not at work trying to look for nobody. So, I guess if I was single, maybe, you put something on, just, see if somebody got a sister at home or something. I don't know, because I'm not dating anybody at work. That's definitely.
Ooh, don't even start that one.
But, we already talked about that. But I'm saying that to say, I think we should be able to wear whatever we like as long as it's not offensive. Like, for instance, if you wear rainbow could be rainbow bright. There's so many things that depicts a rainbow.
Sure.
That's not offensive. You know what I'm saying? That's more. It could be more cartoon-ish than anything.
Yeah. It could be a rainbow with a unicorn. You know what I mean? Now, who's mad at the unicorn?
Right.
What does that mean?
But it kind of depends on, your work and, your work style and who you work with. Like, if you have a lot of clients, sometimes it's not appropriate because, if you're a realtor or something like that, everybody not into the whole gay thing. So, just keep yourself professional. I get that. But at the same time, if somebody brings up the subject, I'm not going to back down from it and not tell them who I am.
But as they say that, suppose somebody is like, Christian Times 2, and it's just like, they got crosses all over the place, and, little slogans on the, and I guess your rights, your civil right, like if that bothers you, offends you, or just make you feel less than comfortable, and we're at work, then you got to pinch about it. Right. And then like I say, here come HR. And then that's when you just gotta. I just think you just gotta be mindful.
And you do, but the perception is there. For instance, people are gonna depict whatever they're going to depict. Matter of fact, I just finished a cultural proficiency training class, and one of the exercise that we had given the students were to look at us and tell us what they see just from looking at them. Us, and of course everybody's, oh, you're black, you're a woman, and one person was like, I see you got a ring on, so you're married. So I said, describe my spouse, and they're like, oh, you probably married to a tall man and da da da. Everybody said the same thing. My spouse was a man, and I'm like, that's the perception. Like, if I walk in a room, nobody's gonna say, "Oh, she's gay," No. So it's like when they found out, it was like, like what? Yeah. She married to a woman? Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's
and you're not a newlywed. Yeah, I've been married to a woman for several years.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not a perception. It's our perception as to what we want to, view people as, and sometimes we have to check ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Check ourselves and figure out why we are uncomfortable with something someone else has on. So if somebody came in my job with, Christians hate gays, like, why would that make me uncomfortable? I need to check myself and think about that, because it really is not even about you, but it is in a sense. So.
Tell me more about that. Now, you say it's not about you?
Right. I'm sure they didn't put that shirt on for you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Got you.
But because you're in this group that it's probably depicting, and it's not a personal one-on-one, but it sort of is about you. So why do you feel the way that you feel?
Got
so I think when we're at work and because I've seen people at my job and I'm like, I know she family. But it's like, that's my perception. She may not be. Right. You may not be.
Right.
They may not be family. But to me, it's just something about that person that I'm saying that stereotypical stuff.
Yeah.
And we got to get out of our own heads. And, if they haven't come out to you or said anything, why would you assume?
Yeah, exactly. You just say, how you doing, Bob? One of those things. Yeah. And it's I've experienced that too, where how somebody say everybody know you're gay except for you, one of those kind of things. And it's one. He was simply flaming, as flaming as you can be, and still with regular clothes on. I mean, because the snapping, the roll of the eyes, the false voice, all of that. And I did ask him one day, you know what I mean? Like, where you go party at? So and so, and he said, "Oh, I'm not gay." And I said, "Well, you should really change your accent." Because he really sounded like a queen. He really did. And as you say, you need to check your own perceptions. But I said, I know you are the mayor of Hillcrest because he's just so out now. And the thing is,
okay, but when you say where do you party, I mean,
right? That's a good lead-in. Yeah.
It's not saying I think you gay. It's just depicting, like, depending on what clubs you say.
Yeah,
I'm no,
Like he might say, "Oh, I go to the hard rock cafe," or I like the one where they play the slamming music. But as opposed to like, "Oh, me and my friends, we play pool down in Hillcrest."
Right.
All the pool halls in San Diego, more or less a military town. All the pool halls, and you only in Hillcrest. Like, okay, so that's a yes without an explanation. I'm telling you, but I'm not telling you.
Right.
But So what are we talking about today? We're just talking about, there's a lot of us we're so out at infractions. Right. I'm out to my family, but only my mother's side of the family, because my father's side of the family, they Jesus Christ, Holy Ghost, and they would have a problem if they thought I was gay, if they knew I was gay, because you are gay.
Sometimes it's not even about Christians. Some people just don't like,
something different.
The family, the community, right?
Right, exactly. But that too, you know what I mean. But I'm just saying, we pick and choose. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm out over here. All the people I volunteer with, they know I'm gay, and then my bowling league knows I'm gay, but the choir don't know I'm gay. Oh, okay, right. So you pick and choose.
We could be out in fractions. There's nothing wrong with that, because, like we were saying earlier, it just kind of depends.
It does depend.
For me, it just depends on safety. I'm all about safety, so if I feel like I'm in a situation where I can't really get up, go, and whatever, like that plane situation, I'm just not going to say too much, you know? Mm-hmm. But if it's a situation where it's just innocent and I'm getting ready to leave anyway, like, no, I'm not even intimate. It won't be.
Yeah.
So
taking it, from us, those are some of the experiences we have had. And it like I said, it's so personal. It is so personal. I would cringe at the idea of someone outing me at work, because everyone, even though, we can avail ourselves to all our freedoms, but sometimes we imprison ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they don't want me to be like, it was some group, it was the black women who wear red, the Deltas. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I was asking, a friend of mine wants to be a Delta, and, a lot of people want to be Deltas, or what's the other one? AKA, or whoever you want to do, or whoever you want to, line up with. It's all good, and your heart's in the right place, and you want to volunteer and all. And then also I have a friend who's into the, what's the female Masons, the Eastern Stars. So here it is. They did not ask me to join. Somebody else did not ask me to join, and then there was another group. Someone did not ask me to join, and I of course I took it personally, but my feelings weren't hurt. I've just assessed myself and saying, I'm a bit too real. I'm a bit too full strength gay, because none of the organizations publicly say, we will not invite, you can't be gay and be an Eastern Star. There's more lesbians up in the Eastern Star. You know what I mean? In the West.
Don't know that. No, I mean, who don't know that, but you don't know that.
Who don't know that? I mean, statistically speaking, how many groups of women can you have and not have a lesbian and let it be lesbian free? Lesbian free. I like that. So all I'm saying is, my feelings weren't hurt, but I'm just saying some of these people, I got the same credentials they do. Mm-hmm. Academically speaking, or professionally speaking, or I've been here, I've done that. I would be in an attractive package, I feel, for someone to try to recruit
paper,
me.
You probably would be.
Yeah, until they meet me and they said, that old dyke ain't coming in here. Look, can I share this about the gay thing? Rosa and I joined a book club about 2 years ago.
Yeah. I think you've already told them.
Okay. Well, the bottom line, I got thrown out of the book club because the lady said I was too. What was it?
Pretty much too full string.
Yeah. I was undermining her.
Yeah.
So I mean, now that's an extreme example, and whatever you glean from our personalities as we come into as y'all check us out every week. But I did nothing other than enjoy the book club. But what it is, I had known her from a past life, and she was at a minimum bisexual, or she was mostly straight and gay on the weekends. I don't know. But I don't think she was as comfortable with her own sexuality as I am with mine. Right. And she wasn't going to let no big old lesbian come in there and you chuck it up and have fun and, and read books. I just think I was just too much like, how it's nothing worse than closeted gays. Excuse me, I shouldn't say worse, but if you've been in a situation when you had to be closeted, I get that because been there, done that with the military 40 years ago. But I'm just saying that I think just because I'm expressing myself and I'm comfortable with the skin I'm in, I cannot assume that everyone else is. You know what I mean? So as I'm deliriously happy about being gay and I'm happily married and I love my Rosa and the dog and the kids and da-da-da, everyone else ain't down with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I mess around a little bit. Yes, I've had a woman and my last partner was a man. So you bi, or whatever. No judgment. All I'm saying is just because you have released yourself and you don't have any problems with being who you are, okay? And you give them your authentic self Monday through Fridays and sometime on Saturday afternoon, everyone's not going to be okay with that.
Right.
So as I'm really, really just asking the question of how many of us are out at work also, whatever your answers are, I can understand it. Because it is so personal, and let's say it's not just work, it's anywhere. For me, what I do cringe about of someone trying to out someone else, because it's not for you to do that.
Right.
There are people who are tormented by their true selves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know this is 2023, but everyone hasn't released themselves and accept themselves as who they truly are. And so here you are trying to like, girl, you come to the party? Bring that girl you was with last time. Everybody don't need to know I like women. And just because, you know what I mean? Right. You just got to be careful.
Right.
Or at least, if not careful, mindful.
Right.
Mindful. I've been gay all my life, and I never marched in the parade until I met Rosa.
Marched in the Pride Parade.
In the Pride Parade. Never. I would attend. When I was active duty military, I'm standing up there against a building with big shades on and a hat down, hoping no one saw me at the gay parade, active duty. But now that I've been retired and, gone and things have really loosened up a lot.
Yeah.
Very much. Anytime you can serve your country and be openly gay, the world has changed.
Right.
In a good way. So that's what I got to say about it. Anything you want to add, babe?
No. I think we've covered out at work.
Well, yeah, out at work, yeah, and like I said, everyone has a different story. There's a million stories in lesbian land and far beyond. There really are, and no two are alike. What happens when you and your mother work at the same place, and your mother say, "Don't come down here looking like you usually do," because sometimes people are carrying your pain or your shame. And if you don't have no shame, so then the shame's coming from them. They don't say, don't tell nobody we're related. They're just like, don't come down here butching it up. I got a good friend who we've been friends for over 40 years. And she got like promoted through the sky, up to the sky. Her secretary had a secretary, okay? And she was, very top, top senior management. So we were supposed to have lunch one day, and I was, going to meet her downtown. And she's saying, don't come down here looking like, and nobody got to tell me how to dress. Normally I consider myself a pretty nice dresser, even when I feel like it, but, and it hit me hard because what she was saying, that's code for don't come down here looking like the last dyke from Delaware. You know what I mean? And I was pinched by that because no one's got to tell me how to dress.
Yeah.
You know, so as though if I came down butched up to the eighth and I don't dress ultra butch. Do you think so?
No.
No.
But I don't know what you had. What you
Well, no, I just
had.
had a, yeah, it was back in the day, but I just had a suit. You know, my shirt matched my shoes, my belt buckle matched my glass. You know, thought I had it going on. But the bottom line, all I'm saying is she didn't have to say that to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
See, that's something that would have made me not come. I would have just been like, you know.
I ain't got to get, you know, like, don't embarrass me, you know. And I was, like I said, I had a pinch about that. And I'm just like, hey, nobody done said I didn't know how to dress, so what do you think I'm going to do? You know what I mean? Come down there, anyhow. So even though you may be okay with you, everybody else may not be as ready for you as you are for them. All right.
True.
So being out at work is different for everybody. I'd love to hear some of your stories and some of your whether you do or you don't, and if you did, what happened kind of stories, and go on and pour some of that in our cup this week, because we'd love to hear your stories, and we're doing much better about getting right back to you, right?
Yeah.
Much better. All right. So look, until next time, we always are wishing you the very best
of all good things.
Yeah.
Stay safe and stay woke.
Truly. Take care.
Love you.